So there's been uptake of misinformation where they say a microwave is dangerous, danger in the internet, but it's basically waves hitting the food like this. And that wave does not attack anything but water particles because the frequency allows it to be heated up and cooked. So it's like the food over here and it rotates around it and you find it cooked. So it's really not that dangerous. It's basically like if you're gonna steam something, but steam it internally for somehow. That's pretty much kind of how it works. Really, kind of hard to explain. But yeah, so it's not dangerous. It's misinformation to even say it's dangerous. So the internet has been a scary place for everyone. It is a place of fear mongering. You can fear monger anything. You can make misinformation seem legit as long as you're poetic enough. As long as you can speak with a brilliant voice, anyone can fake something and be called a genius. And as an authority figure, even though if you look online and then look on any scientific source, you know that it's a fraudulent idea, it's a stupid idea, it's a dumb idea. Anyway, let's go to soap fields. So we're going to start with this one, which I thought this was such a bad showing that I just went to MATLAB and redid it all, because I tried to use a soap field generator. Fuck off! That's the worst thing I have ever looked on. My eyes hurt from looking at that. So at the end, I did some slope fields here, and not to be confused with vector fields, which is completely different. And do not start on this shenanigans, which is also killing me because I hate doing these things with MATLAB, not because it's because I need to get the code. That code is usually pre-made by someone, so I have to find it, download it, use it, and then to find it here. So it took a long while. Luckily, our UC system already has these codes somewhere. Just have to find them, which is a pain in the ass. And then you can go to MATLAB and solve for these functions over here. For the difference between the slope and the vector is kind of obvious. Dx and dt, right? Dx dt basically means, but you can actually turn dx dt, dy dt into dy dt. Do you know what, how? We discussed this in calculus AB. Um, I'm not sure if you remember, but it's a simple division rule. Actually, in this university, we learn it in 20E, which is a shame. I don't think it's a good idea, but you learn it in 20E, which I should really say is incomplete, but I did not because it's kind of like, well, most of the stuff is there. It's just that it needs to be polished up a little bit. The parts that are not there, I need to add some, some polishing off and figuring out. I mean, for example, this part over here is fine. It's technically fine, um, but I could definitely do a better job than what I did here. Definitely can do. I will not. I'll just leave it here for now for a long time until I need to do something with it. Probably. Because I'm focused on things like MAE right now. I have 5 classes over here that I'm taking, which is pure suffering. Um, yeah, so we're going to be talking about microgravity a lot more and 105 more because this class is pure torture. Why? The professor is great, just the content is just evil. I have nothing to complain about the professor. I have nothing to complain about the anything. It's just that the class is just torture. So I think I should have. It's fun. I'll be honest. It's pretty fun actually to write this out and try to figure out what the hell he's saying. Um, but it makes intuitive sense once you graph it. Once you graph it, it kind of makes sense. Before you graph it, it makes zero to no sense. And even then, you need to draw everything out. If you don't draw something out, it makes absolutely zero sense on what the hell he's speaking of. So, what I recommend on this section 105 is literally rewrite everything when you get home, rewrite it all. and see if you can actually do it and understand every part of what he's saying. Because in reality, what he's saying is just basically calculus disguised as physics. No, yeah, I can say it. Calculus disguised as physics. It's basically just basic 20D shit. It is calculus just disguised as physics, pretending to be physics when it's actually not physics. It is mathematics. Um, because most of the properties I find out here is just um, volume and other stuff. It's disguised as physics. It's not really physics. It's a mathematic principle most of the time that I found that, which I think is going to continue because I feel like we're going to do area. We did one dimension, but we're going to probably do like triple integrals, and that's going to probably do a divergence integral, which is all part of 20e, 30e, and probably even the Jacobian matrix, which is pretty fun. It is just getting a 3D different coordinate plane. It's going to be fun, and yeah, and then maybe we'll even do Green's theorem because I feel like the divergence theorem is usually not enough. We need the Green's theorem to counterbalance and make it full. Green's theorem is really powerful in many cases when you're doing 3D objects. Um, into the objects, to be fair, it's just up to your imagination. To be fair, I only got this I got an A in this class just only because I had the professor allowed me to have open notes, and I just uh, literally used this notes to solve every question there. That's kind of funny. The professor said it was okay, so I don't really give a crap. Yeah, so I just printed it out and did it because yeah, that was actually I'm pretty sure I just printed out all my homework and literally just used it. Some of the questions on the test was the same as homework if I remember correctly. Kind of just changed ideas, but yeah, whatever. Four is always interesting, but I feel like 105 will be most like what am I talking about? I feel like I'm a dumbass right now. Well, because I can't remember what I was talking about earlier. No, because I trying to explain this shenanigans and I'm just guiding around it because I don't want to actually explain just the concept. So you know what?